Hello, my friend. Have you ever wondered why 95% of lottery winners, after 5 years of winning that money, they're either back where they started financially or they're even worse off than they were before? There are some lottery winners who have won millions of dollars who wish they had never won that money. Why would that be? Why would somebody win millions of dollars and be worse off after 5 years or wish they'd never won the money? The reason for that is because they have figured out how to manifest that. So in other words, they figured out the laws of manifestation and they were willing to receive those large sums of money. But they don't have the consciousness to actually deal with that money, to handle that money. If somebody receives a large amount of money, but they don't value themselves, believe in themselves enough to be able to say no or to allocate the funds in a supportive way, they end up losing that money. So if you were to, let's say you were to win a lottery, many people, that's their retirement plan is, I don't know what I'm going to do if I don't win the lottery. And let's say you did. You thought about it, you focused on it, you felt what it would feel like to win the lottery, the emotions, you emotionally connect to it, you emotionally charged up your idea, your manifestation, you got heart connected to this, and you actually won the lottery, whether it's an actual lottery or it's inheritance, or you get this huge tax refund you hadn't realized, or wherever it comes from, some unexpected big sum of money. In the moment thinking about it, that feels amazing. And there's a part of you saying right now, oh, yeah, I would love to have that much money. I would love to win 15 million, 5 million, $1 million, 38 million. Or I would love to have somebody just gift me out of the blue all this money. And it feels so good. But what happens when your best friend asks for money, when charities start asking for money, when you hear somebody who's going through a hard time? It doesn't mean don't support those that need it. You want to be supportive of others, of course. But if guilt is driving your decisions, right there, that's the key. Guilt is driving your decisions. So if you were to have a lot of money and you don't feel good about having a lot of money, what you can do with the money, the experiences you can have with that money, and you don't feel deserving of having that large amount of money, guilt is going to drive your decisions. So begin now on releasing the guilt about feeling good. Release the guilt around having lots of money. Release the guilt now about enjoying yourself in life. Let's let all that guilt go. Because if you were to receive a large amount of money, win a lottery, receive a big inheritance, and you felt guilty around having all that money, the decisions you're going to make, just like those lottery winners who end up worse off than before they didn't win the lottery, you're going to make decisions based from guilt. And ultimately, you could end up either worse off or just losing all that money. There you go, your whole self relaxed. Okay, so what I just heard come in from the collective now is, but I have to help everybody. I have to save everybody. All the ways there's a pressure on you because you believe that you have to help everybody and you have to save everybody. Let's let that go. Just let it go. We'll explain what that meant there. Just let that go. Absolutely support others. And if you have the financial means to give some money away or to support those in need or to support those close to you, absolutely go ahead and support them. But support is different than believing you have to fix or save somebody. What if the person that's going through a hard time has to go have that experience and go through that before they finally learn the lesson they came here to learn? And if you save them, if you rush in and save them, they will never learn that lesson. People often repeat the same thing or do the same thing over and over and over again, even though it's sabotaging themselves in their life because they haven't yet learned the life lesson they came here to learn. They haven't gone through enough pain and struggle before they've finally said to themselves, okay, something's got to change. There's something here I need to learn from this experience or this struggle so that I can see things in a different light and I can move forward from this place. And if you come in during that process and save them, which is different than support, you can support them, but if you come in and save them, then they're still going to be stuck in that and they're just going to create that same experience. People learn through either pain or pleasure, and for the vast majority of us, we learn our life lessons and experience life through pain. And if there's something we are supposed to learn from that that will free us and move us forward, if somebody comes in and rescues us and saves us from that situation, then we're just going to repeat it. There you go, your whole self relaxed. Again, you support somebody, so it's a temporary support. Words of encouragement are also great. Opening them up to new ways of seeing their situation, opening up, supporting them with possibilities, suggesting possibilities. And if you have the funds and they need some money temporarily, absolutely support them, but don't save them from their situation. Support them in moving out of their situation, but don't give up yourself in that support. There you go, your whole self relax. There's some fun and laughter. There's some lightness. So let's go back to money. Now let's say big chunk of money's come in. Maybe you won a lottery, maybe even millions. You've gotten an inheritance. You've gotten a really nice tax refund back, or some unexpected money that maybe you had lent somebody. It all of a sudden comes in. Just some unexpected money. It's expected because you were expecting and ready and willing to receive large amounts of money. You just didn't know where it was going to come from, but now you've received that money. Give yourself permission to feel good about having that money. Right now, say to yourself, I give myself permission to feel good about having this money. Now, this is money beyond your bills, your expenses, just daily living expenses. You now have a big amount of money. Feel good about that. And know that you don't have to just give it all away and save everybody. Support, respect, honor their path, support their growth. But you don't have to save them. So feel good about having. Give yourself permission to receive ever increasing amounts of money, and give yourself permission to feel good about having ever increasing amounts of money. Give yourself permission to enjoy all the experiences that money can bring you. So you support yourself, you support your loved ones, and you support others in a way that supports them, but you don't save them. Doesn't that feel so much lighter and freeing? There you go. And now you can give yourself permission to have those ever increasing amounts of money and to feel good about having and experiencing those ever increasing amounts of money. There you go. There, your whole self relaxed. Okay, so let's really ground in that relaxed, centered, calm, peaceful feeling about receiving and having ever increasing amounts of money through light language, the sound of the universe. Soshoka basa wala soshoko babaka, soshoka basa wala ka tikabase babaka, soshoka basa wala ka. Awala sa soshoka basa wala ka tukabase babaka. Soshoka basa wala soshoka basa wala ka tukabase babaka. Soshoka basa wala ka. There you go, my friend. Namaste.